Hello and thank you for joining me for another iTWire video with top international IT executives. I have with me Jef Ong. He's the Managing Director of Flexiroam Limited, an Australian company that's actually also based in Perth and in Malaysia. Jef, welcome to the program.
Hi everyone.
So please, can you give us a quick introduction to Flexiroam, when it was you started and some of the challenges that Flexiroam is aiming to solve for consumers?
We started in 2011 where we noticed that a lot of people are using phones and they are traveling. It's also a time where there were a lot of budget airlines mushrooming out. And we realized that it is going to be a problem. It's not just a local problem, but it's a global problem.
Sure.
And you look at countries like China where there are 100 million outbound travelers every year, they're bound to hit by this shocking bill. And we were very passionate about finding ways to help travelers to save on calls and data roaming.
So what markets are you currently operating in?
We're primarily based in Malaysia in the past 4 years, and we have got 20% of our revenue contributed from Singapore as well.
Sure.
So we're doing fairly well in the Southeast Asia region.
And so what's your next big move now into Australia and presumably the rest of the world?
We are moving and streamlining our products into mobile apps and also coming up with some really interesting and exciting products.
Which we're going to talk about in a sec.
Oh yeah. And we find that Australia is a really good market to test fit because most of the people here use a smartphone and they're very tech savvy.
Yeah.
And that's a good place for us to really do a good research and development on our products.
Sure. And I mean, we travel a lot around the world, so...
Oh yeah.
Now, one of the things you've got is your new app that's coming in Q4. And people have heard of over-the-top apps before. I mean, people are familiar with things like Skype and familiar with things like even just FaceTime and Google Hangouts. There's something recently launched, World Phone, but there's a number of these different apps out there. What's going to make your app different? And what are some of the what are the platforms it's going to run on? What's it going to do that's going to be a key differentiator from the competition already out there?
I think first of all, our OTT app will have all the basic functionalities that every normal travelers will need to use, such as messaging, group messaging as a tour. You can make calls back, and you can make receiving unlimited calls from the mobile, from the app, from other app users, right? But the key distinctive for us is really to target and looking at our existing customer base, where a huge amount of travelers are actually business travelers that have business in countries like India and China, and that's where we are allowing the app to ability to receive calls or to subscribe up to 50 international numbers, right, including countries like Indonesia, China, India, and more to be added.
And these are like landline numbers that, or mobile numbers presumably, probably landline numbers that you buy access to. It's in the app, and then somebody can call, and you can be in another country, but it'll come through via the app as a local call for that caller. Oh,
exactly, yeah. So in your business card, you may have China number, Indian number, and you have offices around the world. Now you can have all these numbers consolidated into one app. And that's exactly what we do. And anywhere you travel, people call you, it's going to be local call. And when you call someone else, it's going to be local call as well.
Now, I understand the app's going to be available for Android first?
Oh yeah. What we plan to do is going to launch the Android and the iPhone.
In Q4?
In Q4, right.
And then what's coming after that?
Well, we're going to expand our app into the desktop version and laptops version as well. So we're going to support Windows and Mac OS. That is going to be another distinctive factor because a lot of OTT apps out there in the market that is only supported to limited devices.
Sure.
We're going to try to expand to support as many devices as well so that it can be a collaborative environment for businesses.
Sure. Now the app can be used on anyone's 3G or 4G network or Wi-Fi, as well as your own product, which we'll get to in a moment. But what does it cost for credit to be able to make calls through the app? I mean, and also, is it free to call other people on the same network? Like if you've got the app and my friend's got the same app, can we talk to each other for free?
Oh yeah, you can make calls for free, video calls for free, and you can also do messaging
from app to app. Yeah.
App to app.
So what about like if I want to buy credit so I can make calls out to whoever?
Yeah, to the off-net as well. Yeah, it's going to be a very competitive rates out there.
Yeah. And yet to be announced because
yet to be announced, but definitely it's going to be competitive out there. We've got a track record of giving 70% savings to our customers the past 4 years. So look up for that.
Sure. Now, obviously, as an app requires data, you also will have, with Flexiroam, you're going to have data offerings. So what are the voice and data plans that Flexiroam is going to be offering in Australia, and presumably the same plans for Singapore and Malaysia?
Great questions, because all apps have one problem because it needs to run on data. And as a traveler, it's always very hard to find a Wi-Fi hotspot or just try to steal the Wi-Fi connection from a Starbucks
or,
and so on, right?
Or if you want to get a local SIM, you've got to line up at the airport, go to a 7-Eleven, get your passport, do all this stuff, and then it runs out and you've got to, you know.
Now what we're going to come up with is going to be a very exciting sticker we call the Flexiroam Paste technology.
Sure, let's get a closer look at that. Let me just focus on that for a second. So what is that? What are we looking at there?
Now it's a very thin film that you can stick it on your existing SIM card one time, and you pay a yearly subscription fee that is going to be very low. I can't announce it, but it's going to be, you've been here, you're going to fall off your chair, all right? But that plan allows you to have unlimited data roaming anywhere when you're overseas, right? For a flat rate per year.
And does it include unlimited data roaming in Australia, for example, if you're an Australian?
Oh yeah, you can use it in Australia as well. It's going to be very cheap, and you can run our Flexiroam app on this, right? So that solves your data problem. Now you can buy it online. You can ship it to you, and it's not just going to be available to Australia. It's going to be available to many parts of the world.
And but you also have a regular SIM as well if you don't want to use the sticker for whatever reason. But the benefit of the sticker is that you stick it over your existing SIM, and when you go overseas, it automatically realizes you're roaming and flicks you across to your roaming partners.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does, you know, because you probably have a very attractive local plan, you know, like 6 gig or 12 gig data locally, right?
Sure, it depends on what you're on with your Telstra, Vodafone, Optus.
Now most of the time is challenge is that when you're overseas, maybe you're going to a country where your roaming plan doesn't serve that country, right? So now with our sticker, it gives you the data to allow you to do a lot of emailing, messaging. Now, no real-time data supported, which means it's going to have 3G data, but you can top up, you can buy a booster plan to really allow your SIM to have high-speed data at a certain amount of quantity.
Sure, and that is basically all designed to make it as effortless and as seamless for an international traveller to just buy this thing, stick it on, pay this one rate and get an unlimited amount of data, but it's sort of flicking between 2G and 3G. It's not unlimited at super fast 4G speeds. For example, there are limits, but it's just trying to eliminate the need for you to keep on fiddling with SIM cards and top-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, like I, as a traveler myself, I feel the pain, you know. Each time when I travel overseas, I got to figure out what plan should I be on, which network should I hook up, will this plan be able to cover it, you know, and I have this fear of coming back with a bill shock. You know?
Absolutely.
Now with this sticker on, you have no fear. You can travel without having to worry. You pay a yearly subscription, just like buying a travel insurance. And that's exactly what Flexiroam wants to have a vision to do. We want to make every traveler to be able to use their mobile, use the apps on their mobile when they're overseas.
And will this be on sale in retail locations in Australia, or do you have to buy it online? How will you be able to buy it?
We're going to start selling this online, right? And it's going to be the fastest way for us to ship. We will work with logistic partner that we will ship it to you within 3 days, right? It's going to be available online in many parts of the world. And
when will it launch?
Well, it's going to be, like I said, you know, in the Q4 this year.
So this year. And you know, I mean, what are your other plans to compete against the other roaming providers out there? I mean, you've told us you've got the FlexiSim and the app, but you know, is there anything else you can tell us about the Flexiroam offering to compete against the things like Vodafone's $5 a day roaming, against World Phones, against Skypes? I mean, what else is there in the Flexiroam offering besides everything you've already told us?
I think we're going to improve the quality and also expanding our network reach. You know, one of the key difference between buying numbers, if you compare us with other OTT players, look, we have countries like China numbers, India numbers, which normally you don't get it in most of the OTT apps that you want to buy, right? And in terms of voice quality, we are very emphasized to provide a good data quality and voice quality to our travelers.
Without having huge data requirements for that as well.
Yeah, correct. And specifically Flexiroam, we are really into the traveling market, and we serve the customers and very, very well, and very focused in helping them to solve the roaming issues.
Sure. Now, one question I always like to ask to change gears a bit is just to ask you, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received to help you get you where you are today?
I think the ability to change and adapt fast, innovate fast. When Flexiroam started, we weren't doing any apps, we weren't doing any stickers. We were just basically selling a $3 a day by forwarding their calls to helping them to maintain their number when in the overseas, right? And we have evolved, and we have really react very fast to the market. And being a smaller company compared to the incumbents, being able to change fast, adapt, move quick, is one of the strengths of our company, and you will see that in Flexiroam for many years to come.
Sure. And what gave you the idea for the sticker? How did you come up with the idea that you could make a sticker that sticks over your existing SIM? Because I haven't heard of anyone doing that before.
Oh yeah, we got the idea from hearing from customers. You
Yeah.
know, I personally love to get customer feedback, and one of the challenge of our existing customers are that they don't like changing SIM cards, especially with the new phones now. You need to get a pin, poke it, and things like that.
We've all done that. We've all done
so
that.
you know, we try our best to really fulfill and help our customers to solve their pain, right? And that came about, you know, putting a sticker, sticking on once, and that's it. You're on Flexiroam each time you travel.
Sure. Now, how do you think looking into the future, into the crystal ball, how do you think the whole prepaid market and global roaming and telecommunications will evolve over the next 5 to 10 years, let alone the next 12 months?
You know, the new products that we came up with is because that in the past 4 years, we have got a very strong growth with a very strong existing customer base that allow us to harness this data. I think having a big data in the traveler market is very key significant advantage for Flexiroam. We kind of know where the travelers go and what they really need and what they want. New verticals will be coming out, new ancillary services will be coming out through the app, through the mobile services that we can offer to travelers. Be it booking, travel commerce, limousine services, and so on. All those are potential new verticals that will be coming out of Flexiroam businesses.
Sure. So any final messages for iTWire viewers and readers, and for your potential and for your current and future Flexiroam customers globally?
Well, we hope iTWire will be a great support to us, you know, to be our early adopters, to really try our product, give us a good feedback, and really tweet me, you know, if you face any problem, and I would really love to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. Good luck.